Hello, pre-algebra students. I would like to talk to you a little bit about the current topic, which is linear inequalities. Inequality is like an equation, but it's greater than or less than, or greater than or equal or less than or equal to, instead of being equal. Now, it's very, very simple. Suppose you had something like this. 3x plus 2 equals 17. How do you work that? Well, I've talked to you again and again about SAM, which is simplify, then add, which includes subtraction, and multiply, which includes division. So you add first, you get rid of the 2 on both sides. Whatever you do to one, you do to the other. So 3x equals 15. So there was no simplification to be done. I did my addition. That leaves division. I want to get x by itself. Cancels, and so x equals 5. Well, you know what? If that had been the exact same problem, but it was greater than 17, you know what? You would do it exactly the same way. Exactly the same way. Except the answer, instead of being x equals 5, it would be x is greater than 5. Now, the only thing about this is that it asks you to graph it. You're not going to graph x equals 5. It would be stupid to do that. You draw a graph, you put a dot on 5, that'd be it. With inequalities, it's a little bit different. Here's a graph. You've got 0. And you don't need to write all the numbers in. I'm going to put 5. It starts at 5. Since this is greater than, that means 5 itself is not included, so I put an open circle. The arrow points to the right, so that's the way I do it. And this is my answer in graphic form. It's as easy as that. If that would have been greater than or equal to, then I would have just darkened it in, because that means it's included. If that would have been less than, I would have drawn the same thing again, but it would go back this way, the same direction the inequality sign points. And if it would have been less than or equal to, it would be filled in. Now, easy as that. Two important things, though. Suppose I had 6 minus x is greater than 8. I would subtract 6 from each side. That would leave negative x. 8 minus 6 is 2. I never want to leave my x negative, so I'm going to divide both sides by a negative, because unlike signs cancel. So I get x on the left and negative 2 on the right. This is very important. Whenever you divide or multiply by a negative, you flip the direction of the sign. So that's what it becomes. Not x is greater than negative 2, but x is less than negative 2. Okay? Same thing happens if you have something like this. Suppose you had 15 is greater than x plus 3. Now, when we've done equations, I've said you can go left to right, right to left. It doesn't matter, and that's true. For an inequality to work, you always have to put the x on the left, always. So I'm going to turn this around. Well, you know what they say, the alligator, here's your alligator, just for your entertainment. Alligator always wants to eat the bigger number, so it wants to eat 15. Turn it around, you know what? It still wants to eat 15. So if you flip it around where you take the sides and change them, the sign needs to change also. And then you go about your business and x is less than 12. And the way you would graph that, you would have 12 over here. It is less than, so that means you have an open circle, and it always goes the direction of the arrow. This is why we have to turn it around. If you didn't do that, it would mess up the direction of the arrow. And I did not graph this one over here, but I'll do that. So you'd have 0, -2 over here. Once more, it's less than, so it goes to the left. And it's strictly less than, so it has no or equal to sign on it. It has an open circle. Last thing I'm going to do, let me do the first problem out of your problem set. So if you go to page 333, number 9, I believe that's the batch I gave you. Let me see. Give me a second. Let me make sure that's what I assigned to you because I don't want to do the wrong problem. Let's see. I told you to do number 9 through 13. Okay, that's what I thought. So number 9 is 45 is less than 2x minus 21. All right. How do you do that? Well, first of all, I want to have my x's on the left. I have to flip it around. Alligator wants to eat 2x minus 21, so it still wants to eat 2x minus 21. It turns the other way. Now, Sam again. I add my 21 to both sides, so that means I've got 2x is greater than 66. I divide by 2. Kabang. Better with sound effects. 66 over 2 is 33. Now, I believe the instructions say you don't have to graph it, so if it says don't graph it, don't worry about it. But if you did, you don't need to put in 1 through 32. Just put a 33 there. There's an open circle on it because there's no or equal, and you go in the same direction the arrow points. So you would darken it in like that, and that would be your answer. I hope this has been helpful, and expect a quiz on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not sure exactly which day yet. It will cover the stuff we've been talking about the last few days, and I promise it won't be too difficult. Have a great rest of the evening, and I will talk to you later.